Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Friday, July 26, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to jump to the weekly chart right here and just show you that even on the weekly chart, we're kind of inside the zone, a descending channel bottom on the weekly chart, bear in mind, at 111.89, and below a rising channel bottom at 113.98. Both of them are just minor points because it is the daily chart that I'm skewing towards in terms of your meaningful support and resistance. And that would look something like this on the daily chart. 110.47. We slipped below it, spiked below it. We closed above it. It's a settlement-based system. So unless we close below 110.47, this remains bottom-picking territory. Now, I don't fault you for abstaining from bottom picking if that's, if you want to buy on strength after testing 110.47. I'll be giving you that in a moment. I mean, 116.52 is your buy signal with a settlement above into next week. So if you're just sort of watching from the sidelines, wanting to go long because we are testing this meaningful, really 1 month channel bottom at 110.47 and have yet to close below it, it would be a settlement above 116.52 that would set up a buy signal through next week. In fact, I'm going to jump to that right now. I need to find the right chart. And here it is. In fact, I'm talking 116.52. I'm going to show this chart right now along with a descending 1/3 speed line at 116.82. So it is a 30-cent range today that you can sell day traders in anticipation of, bearish rotation within the day back to 110.47. That is kind of the day trade setup right now. But once again, if we close above 116.82 today, I would expect this could be within 2 to 3 days, 128.77 to 130.28. So closing today, Friday, above 116.82, we could by Wednesday's close test this 128.77 to 130.28 area where we could top out through the following week and fall away again, and closing above 113.28 would indicate a good low into September. I would expect meaningful gains as we continue through the rest of August trade. I don't have the target outlined just yet, but we would get to that certainly if we were to close above 130.28. It would be a rising channel top that would be in the 150s. But right now, there's still sort of this battle for the day between 116.52 to 116.82 and our support at 110.47. And if we close below 110.47, that is your sell signal really through next week. With present volatility, I would anticipate this 95 to 97.40 region by the end of next week. I think that's realistic with present volatility. Could it take 2 weeks? Certainly. But I really think if we close today below 110.47, no good reason to be long NVIDIA. As we move through next week, I would then expect the mid to upper 90s, 95 even and 97 even, within probably 3 to 5 days, where we could bottom out through the following week, and then we'll take the upside from there. There'll be new descending speed lines and channel structures that have yet to formulate, and we'll just see what we get when we get it. But for right now, closing below 110.47 is a sell signal. It is a go short sell signal, by the way, as well, if you're so inclined, into the 95, even a 97.40 region. That could mean reaching for 95 or 97 strike out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a couple of weeks. This is about a 1 week play. That would be, that's just one way of doing it, of course. And so let's talk upside or for the day itself. Once again, this pretty much illustrates our two-sided dynamic for the day, buying 110.47, selling 116.52. But know that this descending channel bottom, yes, we spiked below it, but as long as we continue closing above it, we are likely to push into the upper 120s over the next couple of weeks. And that becomes, clearly indicated once again if we settle today above 116.82. No good reason to be short NVIDIA through next week if we close today above 116.82. If you've yet to buy it, as we slipped into or below, I should say, the 110.47 formation, if we happen to close today above 116.82, that is a reversal. It is a go long, short-term 3 to 5 day buy signal into the 128.77 to 130.28 region. But I will also mention, if you're looking at that 128.77 to 130.28 area, know that it is really considered a 2 to 3 week objective right now, holding above 110.47. So if you're buying on NVIDIA and we continue closing above 110.47, this descending channel bottom, you can anticipate this 128.77 to 130.28 region as a 2 to 3 week objective. Make that 3 to 5 days if we close today above 116.82. And certainly a settlement over the next few weeks above 130.28 would be a good go long strategy as we move through the rest of August and into September trade. But we're not there yet. Is there anything else that needs to be said? I don't believe so. This is an image that suggests, wow, we closed below a long-term channel bottom. And in hindsight, when we look back in a week or two, we may actually say, that was the sell signal. That was the indication for 95 even to 97.40. But as I've been saying now for the last week or two, I just can't support that unless we close below 110.47 as well. So on one hand, this is a big range, but they're diverging. And so I'm skewing more toward 110.47 as support rather than 116.52 as resistance. And I think you can delicately bottom pick. I don't blame you if you don't want to bottom pick here in this kind of environment, but I think you can. You just want to bail with a settlement below 110.47. And on an intraday basis, you have your own risk management strategy, I would assume. I wouldn't risk more than 1 or 2% of your trading capital on any given trade, so I'll just throw that out there. But I will once again remind you that after testing 110.47 over the last day or so, a settlement today now above 116.82 is considered a pretty valid buy signal. It's valid not only because you're closing above a descending trend-defining 1/3 speed line, that's a buy signal in itself, then anticipating the descending 2/3 speed line at 128.77, but it's also valid because you've closed below a meaningful channel bottom that is about 4 or 5 months in the making, and merely closing back above that channel bottom is a rejection of a sell signal in itself, a sell signal that I'm not honoring just yet, because of the fact that we have this 1 month channel bottom at 110.47. So it's all very subjective, and you weigh this and you weigh that, and you come up with a strategy, and that's what we're presenting here. This is what we're presenting, closing below 110.47, sell signal through next week, expecting the mid to upper 90s by the end of next week. Until then, you can bottom pick 110.47, and if you don't, you certainly don't want to be short above 116.82. That is your reversal through next week. Within 3 to 5 days, we push into the upper 120s, low 130s, where profits can be taken and a short position set as we move into later August. And then, of course, if we were to close above 130.28, I will tell you that you should reverse and go long as we move into later August. It's about as simple as that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. I will be back on Sunday afternoon with Monday's daily NVIDIA report. And you have a great weekend.